Hello dear students, welcome back to the science class. Dear students, in the previous video class we were studying about the fourth chapter, that is heat. Okay, in that chapter we have studied till now about the meaning of the heat and cold. Okay, hot and cold we studied, and we have studied the temperature. Then what is the temperature? That also we have studied. Okay, in that the unit of a temperature, how we are measuring, in which unit, degree Celsius, Kelvin, and one more we have Fahrenheit. Okay, again we studied about the thermometers. Okay, the two types of a thermometers we learnt. One is a clinical thermometer and one more is a laboratory thermometer. Yes, and in that how to read that thermometers, reading of a thermometer we studied, and we have studied what are the precautions while using the thermometers, what are the precautions we have to take, that also we have studied. And next we studied what is a heat. Okay, the definition of a heat and what is a unit to measure the heat. Okay, then what is heat? Heat is nothing but it is the form of a energy which will transfer from one medium to another medium. Okay, then the unit of heat is joules. Okay, joules or calories. In a calories also we are measuring. Okay, till now we have studied this in the previous video class. Today we will move for the next concept, that is the different modes of a heat. Okay, what are the different modes of a heat then? Okay, how we are going to how the heat is transferring. Okay, it has three modes. First one is a conduction, next one is a convection, and third one is a radiation. Okay, then what is the conduction, what is the convection, and what is the radiation? That we will study in this class now. Okay, you can see here what is the conduction. See, conduction is nothing but it is the process of heat transfer in a solid. Okay, here it is one of the process, but here heat is transferring in a which medium, in which state it is transferred, in a solid state. Okay, even you have studied the three states of a matter: solid state, liquid state, and a gaseous state. Here the heat transfer is taking place in which state? Dear students? In a solid state. Remember, this is the process. Conduction is the process of a heat transfer in a solid, in which heat energy is transferred from one particle to its neighbor. Okay, here the heat transfer is taking place from where to where it is, from a heat energy is transferred from one particle to another neighbor particle. Okay, you can take the example of if you are using a hot vessel which is consist of the hot milk. Okay, if you just put one steel spoon in that, and if you stir it, okay, continuously if you stir that hot milk with the help of the steel spoon, then that whatever the heat is present in the milk, that it is transferred through that spoon, and that spoon will become little warm. Yes, this is the conduction we can say. Here conduction is taking place, we can say. Okay, again one more example also we can say here, that is a when you leave the spoon in the pan while cooking. Yes, you have observed, everybody have observed, I think. Okay, whenever you are cooking, okay, that time in your home they will use even the pan also and even the spoon also, which is spoon should be, which it should be of a steel spoon. Okay, when you just leave it, okay, when even the gas is on in the pan, if you leave, whatever the heat energy is present in that pan, okay, that it is transferred to the spoon, it is transferred. Okay, when after some time if you touch that spoon, you can't even touch it because it will be hot. Okay, here also conduction is taking place, we can say here. So this is the meaning of a conduction. Okay, see in your textbook they have given some detailed explanation. We will go through that one here. Okay, see, conduction is the spontaneous transfer of heat energy from a region of a higher temperature to a lower temperature. See, as I have given the example of here pan. Okay, pan is in which temperature? It is in a higher temperature. Okay, because it is under the flame it is. Okay, the pan is in a higher temperature, and that spoon is in a lower temperature. Okay, again that heat energy which is present in a pan, it will transfer to the spoon here. So even here also they are telling that it is a spontaneous transfer of a heat energy from higher temperature to the lower temperature, they are telling here. Therefore, conduction acts to equalize temperature differences. It is also described as a heat energy transfer from one material to another by a direct contact. Yes, here direct contact is taking place. Yes, in the stirring of a hot milk with the help of the spoon. Yes, here also direct contact it is. The spoon is in a direct contact with the hot milk it is. Okay, in a hot milk heat energy is present there. So what they are telling, it is also described as a heat energy transferred from one material, okay, one material to another by a direct contact. So in a conduction there is a direct contact is present, and it is only applicable for the solid state. Okay, it will be the heat transfer in a solid will be, okay, which heat energy is transferred from one particle to another particle, or you can say it as a neighbor also. Okay, see next we will see here. As I have mentioned that example, even here also they have mentioned the same examples. Okay, see here. One they have given with the stirring of a hot milk. Okay, sometimes edge of the spoon becomes little warm. Yes, similarly when you leave the spoon in a pan while cooking a food, you may find it difficult to hold the spoon again as it would have become hot. Yes, it would have become the hot. Of course it will become the hot, even you can't touch it, it will be difficult to touch that one, because the heat energy is transferred through the convection process. Sorry, it is through the conduction process. To understand how conduction occurs, we need to look into the composition of a matter. Okay, see how we have to understand that the concept of the conduction here. Okay, you know states of matter, you all know composition of a matter. Matter is nothing but what? Which occupies the space. Okay, what is a matter here? Matter is nothing but which will occupy the space. The surrounding things, okay, all are matter we can say, because all the things, all the materials will occupy the space. Yes, dear students, you all know very well what are the matter. Okay, you know matter is made up of molecules. Yes, whatever the surrounding materials are present, they are made up of what? They are made up of molecules here. In a solid, molecules are tightly packed. Yes, you learnt in your lower classes also how the molecules are there in a solid state. They are tightly packed. Yes, they are tightly packed. They don't have a free space to move. Yes, whatever the molecules are present in a solid state, they even can't move. In that way they are tightly packed there. Yes, you have observed, I hope, how the molecules are packed in a solid state. Conduction involves okay, tightly they don't have a free space to move, but they can vibrate about their fixed position. Okay, vibration will take place here, but they can't move. Okay, conduction involves the transfer of heat energy between adjacent molecules in a solid. As a solid is heated, it increases the vibration of the molecules here. Okay, what it will increase? It will increase the vibration of the molecules, it will increase here. Okay, thus heat energy is passed on from one molecule to the next, although each individual molecules remain in its original position. Conduction is usually a slow process and can either occur within a body or between two bodies when they are in contact with each other. So what we can say from this, it is one of the slow process also we can say. Okay, it will first point is it will be only for the solid materials. Okay, and one more is it is a slow process, and one more what? It will transfer the heat energy from one material to another material by a direct contact we can say here. I have mentioned some examples also. So this is about the first one, that is the modes of a heat transfer. That is first one, it is a conduction. Next we'll move for the convection here. What is the convection then? The process of heat energy in a fluid. Okay, fluid is nothing but we can say it as a liquid also. The process of heat transfer in a fluid in which particles of the fluid themselves move from one region to another, one region of the fluid to the another here. So what they will move themselves here. Okay, whatever the molecules are there, particles are there, no, they will move themselves. Okay, so what we can say that this is the definition of the convection. Remember dear students, it is very important, the definitions you have to remember, all the three definitions. Okay, the process of heat transfer in a fluid in which particles of the fluid themselves move from one region to the fluid of the another. Okay, see what they will say here in a convection. When a fluid such as the water comes in a contact with an object whose temperature is higher than that of the fluid, heat transfer through the convection. See here how what is they are telling is when fluid such as water is also fluid, it is also liquid state. Okay, when it comes in a contact with a object whose temperature is higher, okay, if you consider any object whose temperature is very high, okay, see whose temperature is very high, then what will happen, then that of the fluid, it should be the object temperature should be more higher than the water here. Okay, heat transfer through the convection. So between the water and that object, heat will transfer through which process? Through the convection process, the heat transfer will takes place here. Okay, see about the convection we will study here some more points. Liquids and gases are together called as the fluids. What we call here liquids plus gases. In the fluid, liquid is also there and even the gases also are present. Since both can flow, yes, even the liquid will flow and even the gases also they will flow. In the case of our fluids, the molecules themselves carry energy from hotter region to a colder region. Okay, you can consider any hot region. Okay, how the heat is transferring there? It is transferring from a hotter region to the colder region. This process, heat transfer, is called as a convection. Okay, in the case of only fluids, it is fluids are nothing but it is a liquids and gases together we are calling here. What we are calling here? Fluid we are calling. Okay. Here in the fluids, the molecules themselves, they will carry the energy from a hotter region to a colder region. When a fluid such as the water comes in a contact with the object whose temperature is higher than that of the fluid, heat transfer through the convection occur. As here convection is taking place, we can say here. Okay, the temperature of the part of the fluid which is in a contact with the hot object increases. See the temperature, okay, whose fluid is having a higher temperature, it will increase the temperature here. The fluid expands and thus it becomes less dense. Since the expanded fluid is lighter than the surrounding cooler fluid, it rises. Some of the surrounding cooler fluid flows in order to take place of the rising warmer fluid. In this process continues. Okay, here they have given one example. You can see how the formation of the sea breeze and the land breeze will take place. Okay, here they have given here page number 42 they have mentioned here. You can observe, dear students. Okay, see the sun rays heat up of the surface of the earth. Okay, sun rays will fall on the surface of the earth and earth will get heat, everyone knows. Okay, this is the this heat is transferred in a air by a convection. How that heat is transferring? It is transferring through the air medium. Okay, it is transferring through the air medium and it will reach the earth and earth surface will get heat here. Okay, thus convection helps in keeping our atmosphere warm. So why our atmosphere is warm? Because of the convection process. The sun rays will fall on the surface of the earth, okay, through the air, okay, through the air medium it will reach to the earth and our earth surface will get what? Hot here. Okay, it will get heat. Okay, and so what if our earth surface gets heat, then our atmosphere will be warm. Okay, our atmosphere becomes warm. Convection also plays an important role in maintaining a moderate temperature in coastal areas. See, what is then use of the convection here? In the coastal areas, it will help in maintaining the moderate temperature. Okay, land masses heat up much faster than the bodies. Okay, water bodies, nothing but a sea, ocean. Coastal city, we can say land masses, we can say it as a coastal city here. During daytime and a cool down much faster during the night here. This temperature difference is set up with the wind pattern. Okay, during the day the land gets heated. Yes, and during the daytime the land is getting heat here than the water. The air over the land becomes the hotter and rises up. The cooler air from the sea rushes towards the land and to take its place. The warm air from the land moves towards the sea to complete the cycle. The air moving from the sea towards the land is called as a sea breeze. Then one more term here, dear students, remember, mark it. What is the sea breeze? The air moving from the sea. Okay, air whatever it is moving from the sea towards the land. From the sea towards the land is called as what? Sea breeze. Okay, next one. What is the land breeze? The warmer air over a sea rises, so the cool air from the land moves towards the sea. Here cool air from the land, it will move towards the sea. This is called as the land breeze. This is also one more important. At a night it is exactly opposite. Night time it is the opposite of the sea breeze. Okay, this is about the sea breeze, and one more is a land breeze. I hope you have cleared this one. Next we will see about the radiation. Then what is the radiation here? The process of heat transfer through the electromagnetic waves. Okay, here any medium is not required, as we have considered here. First one is a solid, we have taken medium, and second one we are taking as a fluid. But here there is doesn't require any medium for a heat transfer. Okay, in this radiation process it will not require any medium, as it is through electromagnetic waves. Then what is electromagnetic waves? Electromagnetic waves are nothing but a heat energy, light energy, we can say. Okay, heat energy, light energy can travel in the form of a waves. Yes, they are traveling in the form of a waves. Okay, these are called as a electromagnetic waves. Then what are electromagnetic waves? Heat energy and a light energy. Okay, they will travel through the, how they are traveling here? They were traveling in the form of a waves here. So we are calling it as a electromagnetic waves, we are calling. Okay. See how they we have seen conduction and convection of a heat takes place in a different mediums by movement of a molecules in them. Here the movement of a molecules we are considering, but here there is no any material is medium is required here, we can say. Okay, see what they will say, light energy, heat energy. Okay, these are only electromagnetic waves here. Heat from the sun reaches through the process of a radiation. Heat from the sun. Okay, it will reach us. How the heat is reaching to us from the sun? It is in the form of a electromagnetic radiation form it is. Okay, in a winters you feel a warm when you sit near a fire or a room heater, as heat from these sources reaches us through radiation. The heat energy that is transferred from one medium to the another, that is a receiver, is called as a radiant, we are calling. All the object radiate heat energy to the surrounding and receive heat from their surroundings. Every energy from the sun reaches us by the process of radiation. How the energy how the energy from the sun we are reaching? It is reaching through the radiation process. All hot bodies radiate heat here. Our body too gives off heat to atmosphere and receives heat from the atmosphere of a radiation. All the light rays contain some amount of a heat energy. See, light rays, what they are containing here? They are containing a heat energy. Light rays, yellow light rays. Okay, the rays which will come from the light. Okay, even they are containing here some amount of heat energy. When a light beam falls on a solid or a fluid surface, part of heat energy is reflected, part is observed, and part may be transmitted. The absorbed heat rises the temperature of the body. See, electric heater they have shown here. This is also, it will, even this electric heater also, it will exhibit the what heat energy it will exhibit here. Okay, in a summer, the absorbed heat rises the temperature of the body. See, when that heat light beam falls on a solid surface, okay, what will happen? Solid or it may be fluid surface also, the part of heat energy is reflected, the part of, and it will absorb the heat, and the absorbed heat rises the temperature of the body. So that object temperature it will rise automatically. Why are you advised to use an umbrella when you go out in the sun? Although it is not raining, then why you all are using the umbrella when you all will go outside when it is very sunny? Why you all are using that umbrella? Umbrella partially reflects and partially absorbs the heat here. Okay, therefore we feel a cool while walking under the umbrella, as only a part of heat is transmitted. See, why we are using? Because it will give protection. It will stop that heat rays coming in to us. Okay. In a summer, light colored clothes are preferred because they absorb less amount of heat, and dark clothes than the dark clothes. If you wear dark clothes in a summer, that dark clothes will absorb the heat energy very soon. So in a summer season, they will prefer more light colors. Because why? Because light colored clothes. Why? Because they will what they will do, they will absorb less amount of heat here, thus they keep us relatively cooler. On the contrary, in a winter, dark colored clothes are preferred. It is because dark colored clothes absorb heat, then they help us to keep us warm here. Okay, here they have shown how the modes of heat transfer. First one is a conduction, next one is a convection, then it will exhibit the radiation. Okay, see, convection will take place here, then the radiation. So this is a mode of a heat, dear students. Next we will see about the conductors and the insulators. Yes, dear students, here we will see about the conductors and the insulators. Okay, see, before going to tell about conductors and insulators, dear students, you have observed the the vessels. Okay, when you take some quantity of water in the vessel, and if you put it on the gas, okay, and on the flame, then the water will start boiling. Okay, the water will start boiling and it will get heat. Even that vessel also will get heat. Okay, so what here, even that material, that vessel also got here heat. But if you take any one of the pan, okay, you keep on the stove, okay, yeah, that pan will be having some handle which is made up of, it may be plastic or it may be wooden also. Okay, the pan will get heat. Okay, but that wood, that handle which is made up of a wood, and it may be made up of even the plastic also, it will not get heat. Okay, that is here, that concept I will explain, that handle is the insulator here. The handle will act as an insulator. The pan is nothing but here, that is a conductor, it will conduct the heat here. Okay, that handle will not conduct the heat, and for that we are calling here insulator. So here is that concept only, what is a conductor and what is the insulators. See, materials that allow heat to pass through them easily are called the conductors. Okay, whichever material if you consider that will allow heat to pass through them. Yes, vessel have absorbed the heat here. Okay, but I have told the example of pan also absorb the heat, but not the handle is insulator here. Okay, see, so materials that allow heat to pass through them easily are called the conductors. Okay, example, you can say stainless steel. Okay, the vessels which are made up of stainless steel only. Okay, copper, it may be aluminium and iron. These all they will do, they will allow heat to pass through them easily. Okay, they will allow heat here. Okay, but if you see the insulator materials, the materials that do not allow heat to pass through them easily, for example, you can see plastic, wood and water. Okay, and even the air also. Okay, they will not allow to pass through them heat, and heat they will not pass here. Such materials we are calling insulator, which will allow the heat. They are conductors which will not allow the heat, they are insulators. Okay, dear students, till now we have completed this 4th chapter, heat. I hope you have understood the concept, whatever I have explained. Okay, go through this chapter, mark the important points, study the chapter. Okay, you can watch this video completely. Then if you have any doubt, you can contact me. Then I will send the question answers part also. You can write it in your Facebook with a neat and a clean handwriting. Thank you, dear students. Have a nice day.